Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today we're going back to DistroWars with Archlabs versus EndeavourOS. All right. Is this the successor to EndeavourOS? I do not remember what the successor to EndeavourOS was. But this one here, when I did my test of it today, it was working very well, so that's actually a really good sign, and we'll kind of get into that. So yeah, the kitty cam, like the cat was just kept on walking all over the place. He was sitting here, and then he jumped off, and then he sat down there, and then as soon as I focused the camera on him, he moved over here. I'm just like, you know what, cat? Never mind. He's just gonna have a dock and pay today. So hear that, kitty? You're gonna have a dock and pay, unless you come up here right now. You're going to have a dock and pay. Yeah, you are. He's sitting here. He's like, dude, I had steak for dinner. I don't care if I have a dock and pay today. It's like, I earned my keep, man. So, oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hello, Greece. Is it Rhetorus? How's it going there? Necromancer, greetings to you. Skybear, hello from the land of bacon. Tasty. Bacon. All right, how's it going there, FairnOS? Came in via YouTube notification. Wow, YouTube notifications actually work? That's kind of frightening. Live chat is not automatically refreshing. There seems to be a lot of weird things going on with YouTube right now. I actually had trouble getting into the stream as well. Reborn OS is the EndeavourOS replacement. Okay, so this is not that. So Endeavour is supposed to be a next level Arch installer. I forgot to turn on my lights on the background. Oh well, we'll just leave them off for now. I'll turn them on tomorrow if I remember. But anyway, it was kind of crazy. I'm working on a new video for the writing channel today, and I usually have that done in the afternoon, and I never got to it, and so it literally just finished encoding like 5 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago, I should say, and so I had to close everything down and switch everything over real quick afterwards, so... But anyway, how is everybody doing today? Also, as an update, I updated it on the video itself, thanks to FairnOS developer, was able to find the bug report from Alan Pope, so they did confirm via bug report that is actually in the system that the Snap Store is supposed to as well be able to manage apt packages, and it does not yet. Although I've heard mixed reports. I've heard some reports that the Edge version is working, but the stable version is not. I did test it again today, and as of today, it's still not working. I'm going to test that every couple days, and as soon as I see that happening, I want to update the video, indicating that yes, the Snap Store will as well manage apt packages also. So because I want to be as fair to Ubuntu as I can, because I really actually do like Ubuntu. I just have concerns with some of the things they're doing, but that's okay. All right, just choose Manjaro if you want Arch the easy way. Yeah, I mean, maybe. There's some people, though, that have had issues with Manjaro, so it's good to have other options out there as well. Or Arco Linux, there you go. And we've been experimenting with all these different ones, and I think Archlabs ultimately has been my favorite. However, I did have, in preparation for the video today, I did find a bug in Archlabs when you're trying to do Archlabs and Cinnamon. I did find a bug in that. We'll talk about that. So before we actually get diving in, let me know, guys, in the comments, do you want to see me to install these guys as well, which will take a lot of extra time, or should we just kind of say, hey, we've done the installations elsewhere, and have a look over there for the installation, and just kind of dive into what is the same and what is different between them. Let me know what you guys think about that before we get diving in here. So I'm going to wait a couple more minutes, and then we'll dive into the topic. So I'll leave that in the comment there as well. All right. Arch the easy way, Calamarch, or Zen installer. Yeah, there's so many different installers out there for Arch, and so that's kind of a cool thing. But we'll kind of see what's going on. We're going to wait until we get a couple people commenting here. We're going to get some consensus. Should we actually walk through the installations? I'm not sure I want to, just because it's just like I've walked through the installations on these. So Archlabs, the installer, is basically the same thing we did in one of the previous Archlabs versus distros. And literally, EndeavourOS is just a Calamares installer. And so there's really nothing there special. All right, I want to hear your thoughts and not see the installation. Okay, very good. If the installer is similar, make no installation. If not, proceed to the installation. Okay, so we're going to skip the installation. So we'll just look at the snapshots in my general views. What about Chromebook? I am not an advocate of Chromebook. So the reason is the Chrome OS is a Gen 2. It's a highly customized Gen 2 that works very well. The problem is it's proprietary Google, and I have a serious concern with that. So I don't care if it's Linux and works. If it's full of all the same spyware, I may as well go back and use Windows. So that's kind of why, for me, I'm not a fan of the Chromebooks. Now, if it's working for you, hey, cool, that's no big deal. TotalOS today is really into the Chromebooks. So if you want to see some dissenting views, some really good pros, he's got some excellent videos, TotalOS today. He really loves his Chromebook and up-talks it a lot. So go have a look at what he's saying about it as well. For me personally, I do not buy into the premise that just because we're on the internet, we've already lost privacy. That is a farce. Because privacy on the internet is it is an ongoing thing. It's not a one point in time thing. And number two, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that Google is doing that concern me. And I left Windows because of that. I didn't come over to Linux because it works better. I came over to Linux because it's more private. It's more secure. And so for me, I'm not into the Chromebooks in that case. But TotalOS today really is, and you can listen to his arguments about that over on his channel. CBI's Vince, greetings, Moonbase Alpha Grays. How is the Moonbase doing today? I believe that TJ flew on by you. She's on her way back from Beetlejuice, I believe. How's everything going up that way? Linux Inside, you'd also say skip the installer. All right, very good. Very good, very good. All right, show the install. Oh, we got one dissenter that says show the install. All right, can't stay long, about to go to work. All right, Vince. Let's see. One is another thing I wanted to mention here. I put this out on the Discord server, and I'm still debating exactly what and where I'm going to do. But I have a free ebook that's about to come out, and I was thinking about jumping onto the Discord server if anybody wants to go on over there and actually reading it. It's a short story about 8,000 words, so I can read it in about, I'd say, half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe a little longer. So if you guys wanted to hear that and solicit some feedback, I did actually indicate I might do that later on tonight, although some people said, not a good time for them. So then I floated about doing it tomorrow afternoon, and I floated out maybe doing one tonight and one tomorrow afternoon. What do you guys think? Would anybody be interested in jumping on over to the Discord server and listening to a live reading of the new audiobook, which I'm going to attempt to have completely out and freely distributable? You can take it and email it to anybody, send it to anybody, post it wherever you want, in its entirety. It's all free. The question is, do you guys want to hear that on the Discord server? And if so, tonight, tomorrow, what works best for that? Pizza, how's it going there, Pizza? Commodore fan is not a fan of the Chromebooks either, but I do like the Chromium OS. You can install it on almost any x86 hardware. There you go. Sucker for a good show. All right. Let's see. As they say in Italian, buona lavoro. Wish you good days at work. As they also say in Italy, I will make you a pizza you cannot refuse. Hey, Pizza got his Pine phone. We are looking forward to some videos on that, Pizza. So have a look at over there on Pizza site for some Pine PinePhone stuff soon. I sense. Farron also says show the install. Okay. Privacy. If I triangulate those 3 dolphins, I bet I could figure out where you are. I'm telling you, it's the 3 dolphins. This is actually the watered down version of the 3 seashells. So yes, there are 3 dolphins back there. And yes, if you triangulate those 3 dolphins, you can determine my location. But as soon as you come within the close proximity, then the mothership is going to blast you sky high. So have fun. Anyway, let's see. Think you should replace your computer every 4 to 5 years, like a change of years? Yeah, I'll tell you what. Now I still do my web development on a Windows 7 computer back here because the thing still works. It's 10 years old. It's not showing any signs of wear. Now, to be fair, I have replaced nearly every piece in it. I've not replaced the motherboard. I have replaced the outer chassis. I've replaced the keyboard, the screen once. I've replaced the hinges once. I replaced the fan. What else? The trackpad's not working. I think I actually just disabled it and never plugged it back in because it was driving me crazy. I can't remember that. But, I'm not going to wipe the thing out until, it dies. But for whatever that's worth. But yeah, I am not into swapping my computer every 5 or 6 years. I want to have to swap my computer when it dies. Farron is posting a Farron OS Classic announcement just now, hence he didn't answer sooner. Very good, very good, very good. All right, let's see. Did you microwave it to get all of the bad viruses off? All right. No. People have spoken. Farron OS Classic will not be available in 2004 based on Farron OS and onwards. Okay, all right. So it's going to disappear. That's so sad. Still maintained, especially for the 32-bit users, however, until 1804 runs out of mainstream support. So it'll be around for a little bit while. Okay. By the way, Linux Mint Arch-based version would be awesome. Okay. Pizza would love a pizza. Pizza. When you did the one video, which one was it? When you started out with there's a zombie apocalypse outside, and then your mom's like telling you to go to the store to get salami. Dude, you should have told her you got to go to the store to get some Arizona iced tea. I mean, come on, man. Come on. How's it going there, Mitchell? Greetings. Since a mass amount of PinePhone related daily videos coming out. Very good. Very cool. Papal Penguin, thank you for that super chat, my friend. Always appreciate that. Mr. Tech Guy. My Italian accent. That is right. I got to work on a Scottish one. The Synaptergy book has a Scottish character in it, and I have to figure out how to pull off that good accent. I'll have to watch Braveheart or something, quote some Braveheart lines, and I'll pick it up. And I did that for you guys that watch Computing Forever, David Cullen. He was complaining at one point in time there's not enough Irish in Hollywood, and that's actually why I have an Irish character in the book. So that is set to come out in May of 2012 is when that will be out. All right, let's see if there's any other quick ones to get to, and then we'll dive on in. I think from most of the people, is that video? That was my... Yes, I did say that. I watched some of your videos, man. Of course I do. Let's see. Braveheart is the PinePhone you have. Oh, you have Braveheart. No! Does it speak with a Scottish accent? Would you like to see me crush you like a worm? All right. I think what we're going to do is we are not going to do the installation. I know a couple of you guys wanted that. If you guys want to see installations, of course, I do have videos where I've done that. I bet I make a great Italian actor. I might, man. I might. I know I make a really good pizza. All right. Well, enough of that nonsense. Let's go ahead and dive on in, shall we? We're 15 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get started on the actual video. And I never throw up my comment feed. My apologies for that. All right. Let's go ahead and pull up the web browsers, and then we will dive on in. Set sheets. Okay. Welcome back to Switch to Linux and another edition of the DistroWars. This is a series where we take two Linux distributions that have something similar in common and compare and contrast them. The ultimate purpose of this is just kind of give you some options, showing you a few distros side by side. And we're coming back once again to Arch installers, and there's just a lot of requests to look at the Arch installers. And somebody left this one on the Discord server, so if you're not already on the Discord server and you would like to, jump on over onto Discord server. I'll remember to put a link in the description down below. And today we're going to look at Archlabs, which generally has been my favorite one of the Arch installers. Now, there is no perfect Arch installer. We do have Manjaro Architect, which gets you Manjaro, which is a little bit further removed from Arch than some people would prefer. That one overall is very good, albeit a little complicated to set up. We looked at Linux, which had a lot of really good things going for it. You finally got a good system, but there's that one little command that if they put that one thing in the end of the script, it would be perfect. You have to go in and enable whatever your login window manager is, which is like weird because it's perfect except for that. And then you get to the Archlabs, which overall is one of the better ones, but it gets you something that does not necessarily connect the software repos to things like Discovery if you're installing Plasma. And I actually found another bug in Archlabs today as well as I was preparing for this video. Now, I do run Archlabs, and I do run Archlabs Cinnamon, so I don't know what the problem is. Why did my test install do it multiple times today, and why did my live installation not? I had problems accessing the themes files, and I was able to get that fixed. Now, prior to recording this button, I basically took a vote among the people here viewing this live, and we did decide we are not going to walk through the installation process. So let me just go ahead and explain that. Now, for the Archlabs installer, I have walked through it on a previous edition of the DistroWars, so I will go ahead and link that video down below and put it also in a card, so you can follow along on that if you want to see how you install Archlabs on the distro. As far as EndeavourOS, it is simply boot into the live key, hit the install button, and it's Calamaris, except you get to choose your desktop environment. Cool. Very nice. And so EndeavourOS is pretty much not any different on the installation as anything else. And it came out with, we'll leave it at that for now. So let's go ahead and have a quick look at their websites first. Of course, Archlabs, this is a Arch installer. Now, this is perilously close to pure Arch. In fact, I can't even really think if there is a major difference. So you're getting more of a true Arch install. Now, they have not updated the images for a while. I think the latest image is still from September or November or something from last year. So if you head on over to get it. So it's October. So what did I say? September, November? No, it's October. It's like when I used to live out west. People call every name except the state I was in. It's kind of funny. So you can download it, and that's the one that I have. So it is a little bit older. Now, EndeavourOS, a brand new version of this, is just out as of this week, and so I've actually just downloaded this one today. They say it's a terminal-centric distro with dynamic and friendly community at its core. However, I found it to be not necessarily terminal-centric. So if that scares the bejeebers out of you, this thing has more tools built in. Now, it's not quite as pure of an Arch as Archlabs because it does have a lot of extra things built into it that some people may not like if you want this pure Arch experience. But what's the difference here? Well, some people run Arch because they want to show how cool they are with their computers. Some people run Arch because they legitimately need a rolling edge circumstance, a rolling edge computer. I can appreciate that. That's not me personally in my production, although I do run Arch on my media PC because it gives me the ability to have a look at the packages that are coming on down the pipeline and get a little bit of experience with them before they land on my production. It's almost like the way I'm rolling my entire workflow into Linux on everywhere else. All of my writing and authoring stuff, everything relating to my publishing company is already 100% on Linux. Web design, I'm still doing a lot of things back on Windows just because the computer hasn't died yet. However, I do have a Linux computer standing in place, ready to go. I use Arch systems in that same manner that I'm using the Arch system to always have the latest packages on that, which is a non-mission critical PC. Mostly it's just there for entertainment purposes or learning purposes. And then on my production systems, I hold packages back. I run more Debian-based things, so I'm getting security, but not feature updates. And so some people need to run Arch. That was a long answer to say why people want to run Arch. Some people want to run Arch without having the time or the burden to get it going. And so EndeavourOS raises yet another example of an easy way to get Arch installed, to have something very close to pure Arch on your system without a lot of other issues and challenges coming along. And so I went over here, just head on down to the latest release. We have our installation process down here. And we do have how to create and install it. You can have installation on a virtual machine. Now, one of the things you'll notice on EndeavourOS is they have a ton more resources. Head on over to Archlabs. It's kind of like you're kind of on your own. You head on over to the docs, and they don't even really have how to install over here. Which is kind of funny because installing Endeavour is infinitely easier to somebody could, I could probably hand somebody a USB stick and say, install this, and, you know, they could probably get it installed. Archlabs is going to be a little bit more difficult, but Endeavour has a much better, series of documentation and things like that around it. So let's go ahead and have a look at what these guys look like, shall we? Now, as I said, we're not going to go through the installation process on these. Endeavour is just like any other Linux distribution, and our Archlabs is a little bit more complicated, but I do have other videos which has covered that in the past. So I'll go ahead and link one of those in the comments, or in the, I'll put one in the description, and I'll put one in the card as well. So let's go ahead and have a look at what we have with Archlabs. Now, Archlabs on the installation, we do have a couple little issues. Since it is such pure Arch, it is a little bit more ugly out of the box because I went with Cinnamon. Now, Cinnamon, I absolutely love it. It's my favorite desktop environment, but if you're using it on anything other than Linux Mint or Manjaro, it is about as ugly as a desktop as you can possibly get out of the box. It is just like, oh, but it does work. Now, when we land on our desktop here, we are going to have the latest and greatest of everything. Now, I did install this with an LTS kernel because I have had issues of installing Archlabs with the rolling kernel in the past. So kind of like chaining that elephant to a little stake on the ground. It could pull it out, but doesn't want to. I'm kind of the same boat here. When we get this, now I installed these. The Archlabs system allows me to configure everything out of the box. I can go in on the installation. I can set up all of the services. I can set up all of the software. I can do whatever I want to do. EndeavourOS does not give me that option. You choose your desktop environment. That would be it. Outside of that, you get what you get. So we are basically getting the most minimal system here on top of Archlabs. So under our accessories, here we have Nemo, we have software token, and we have Vim, we have a virtual keyboard. We have eLinks, there you go. We have a FTP client. We have Pulse Audio Volume Control, Qt Test utility, a Qt Video Capture utility. We have HTOP, a couple terminals in here, and our control panel. Now, I actually had an issue once I installed this where I was not actually able to access our themes. The problem with that, if you are installing Archlabs and Cinnamon and you're having that issue, the problem is .cache cs_themes is not set up on the system. So it would keep on failing that. I was not able to find any documentation about that. When I actually went, though, to run in the terminal, the command needed to run your system settings, which I believe is Cinnamon system settings space themes, I think is what it is, it would give me some errors and be like, hey, .cache cs_themes file is not there. Oh, let's just go ahead and manually create them. That solved my problem. So I thought it was a permission thing, and it wasn't. It was just I had to create this file. So we were able to get that fixed. As far as theming options, we have no other window border choices by default. We do have a few icons. We have just a few of these, although these guys are kind of missing on our theme previews. We have a couple of cursors as well. We have exactly one of these. Of course, it is Cinnamon, so I can come over here, add and remove these guys. So let's just go ahead and do this. So at least in Cinnamon, we have the ability to easily add our themes inside of that. Everything else in here, though, is going to be a very simple, very clean, nothing else in here. There's no way to install software other than using the terminal and doing Pacman, which for most people running Arch, that's exactly what they want. But if you are wanting some software utility, you're going to have a little bit harder time getting something going. Unless, of course, it is Archlabs. You can set up a software installer on when you are setting the system up. However, when I've done that in the past, it does not actually connect your repositories to it, so you're going to have to manually do that before you use it. So overall, though, it is a pure Arch system. I did have to install VirtualBox Guest Editions. It did attempt to install them on the installation, but it did fail, and I'm not sure why. After I was actually done with the installation process, then we went ahead and got that installed again, and everything worked. So out of the box, we have a very clean, very lean system here. I did see HTOP in here, so let's go ahead and have a brief look at what this looks like. So we're running on 512 megabytes. Holy crap, that's not a lot. Let's have a look at what desktop wallpapers we have to choose from. We got a couple of these guys here, very nice. Couple cool little guys there, just kind of some basic default wallpapers. Nothing too fancy schmancy. Just a few options there. Let's have a look at Ice Twigs. Ooh, that's nice. Let's go ahead and stick with that one. All right. So there is what we have. It's a system. It'll work. It's probably not going to be quite as good. You know what I didn't test out? Does it actually find my network shares? There's a good thing to find out. So it does appear as though it does not do this. Now, in their defense, the reason is you have to go in and configure all of the different services and options and software that you want. You do have the options to do that. I just went with a minimal install. In other words, Archlabs, if you want the purest experience, Archlabs is going to be way closer to that. So there's my thought on Archlabs. Let's go ahead and jump on over and look at EndeavourOS next. All right, let me go ahead and close this guy down. Then we will jump on over to our comments, read a few comments, and then we will be right back. Analog IDC, thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. Always appreciate that. Does say freedom in the Pine phone. Yeah, does it. There you go. Yeah, upgrading Farron OS Classic. Once the upgrade path is available, we'll give you 3 options. Don't upgrade. Go to Farron OS on 2004 or go to Linux Mint 20. Okay, very cool. It should make a Border OS mobile because I have some great ideas for. There you go. There you go. Yeah, whenever you get if you get like a Border OS mobile Pine phone, you have got to have the thing yell freedom on installation, or on boot. All right. I'm drinking constant comment tea today. Almost said constant contact. Actually, the Writing Done Right video today is actually going to be about newsletter email lists. Constant comment tea today. Getting ideas for new bases. You'll enter the development hell. Uh-oh. No. Really like Endeavour. Yeah, the Endeavour project is sweet. Tipping my hands to you guys. All right. Doing the final test, being OEM configs, different language, and trying a different language. All right. Self-installing more Arch-based distros these days. I don't even need AUR. Yep. Had to empty the dishwasher. All right. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Cinnamon settings theme. Thank you, Farron. Yep. Something like that. All right. Okay. 5 years ago, there weren't many quality Arch disks around. Now they are in abundance. Yes. EndeavourOS net installer is actually try VM. I did not do the net installer. I just downloaded the one that was right on the front page of DistroWars, actually. All right. Let's go ahead and get this guy booted up. Get Endeavour booted up, parent. There's a cat down there. Played with Linux years ago. Made the switch from Windows a few months ago, and I'm a lot happier. Very cool, Burton. How's it going there? Well, greetings and welcome along to the Linux journey. Been confused. Looks like I booted into an XFCE off the live. Yeah. Isn't Mint? Nope. Okay, so here we are on Endeavour. Now, it did have its own very well customized login window, which was very nice. In fact, let me just go ahead and show you what that looks like. I can't remember if you guys saw what the other one looks like, but very clean, very nice, and you can choose Cinnamon software rendering. So definitely a lot more cleaner and nicer looking than the default one that we get inside of Archlabs. So we do have a little bit more of a customized view here. Now, I did manipulate the theming a little bit. All of the theming available here was available without installing anything else. Now, when you first get in here, you get a welcome screen here. So we have some general information. We have after installation. So this is a very nice tool that you will find. In fact, you can find it in the menu under welcome. So if you do want to rerun this guy, you can never show it to you again, or you can see you later. So of course, the see you later means it's going to pop up again next time you reboot. Don't show me anymore. Basically, doesn't let it run. So inside of here are a lot of really fun things that you might want to do on your Arch system, making EndeavourOS probably the better bet for you if you want something very close to a pure Arch system without having to fight with a lot of other things to get it done. Come on over here. You can click on your update mirrors. It's going to give you this option here. Just choose which mirrors you want. Hey, very nice. And then you can go ahead and make all the settings. We have an update system there. It's just going to detect if there's more updates. Of course, I just installed this afternoon. We do have to enter our password. Really, guys? Really, Arch? There's already an update from like 2 hours ago. Really, Arch? But anyway, it's done. You can update the system there. You can detect any system issues. You can upgrade the Endeavour to the latest version. You can change your display manager. So I'm on Light DM now. You can choose between whichever display manager you would like. We have the wallpapers over here. This one here just basically goes back to this default wallpaper. I'm not sure what else. There's use the vanilla XFCE theme. I'm not sure what that button's going to do because I'm running Cinnamon. Very interesting. We have package management. We have AUR. Now, a lot of these guys over here are actually going to boot up a web page going right onto their instructions for adding other package managers and things like that. So a lot of things built into the system to help you learn a little bit more. We have the ability to install some popular apps, Chromium, a firewall, LibreOffice. There's some Bluetooth there. And we also have inside of EndeavourOS, we do have a software manager. It's not the easiest to use, but it's definitely better than nothing like we had in Archlabs. So let's go ahead and just do a search for example, Evolution. And you can see here, this is our Evolution mail list. We don't have nice, pretty icons and stuff, but that's actually okay. All right, we have GNOME Desktop, KDE, XFCE, other desktops, multimedia, programming. So there's a lot of different items in here. So you can actually go in here and install software right from out of the box here. Our theming did work on this, so that was good. Like I said, we don't have nearly as many theming options as we have in Linux Mint, for example, but we did have enough to get a very nice system out of the box, making this one of the better looking Cinnamon builds on installation. So these were not all of the defaults that it booted into, but I was able to go here very quickly. I presume that other desktop environments will be similar to that. All right, let's go ahead and see if HTOP is installed in this guy, and it is, since we looked at that on the other distribution. This one's running about 200 megabytes more, so I mean, this guy must be bloated. Again, we did not have the option to install all of the different software packages. So let's see what they give us by default. We do have an archive manager. We have text editor, virtual keyboard. We have an image viewer. We do have Firefox. There's our welcome screen, our icon browser, celluloid MPV. So it looks like we are getting more codec-y type stuff, like more ability to manage your multimedia out of the box. So if you don't really want any of those, hey, that's kind of problematic. If you do want those and you just want a good working system out of the box, Endeavour might be better. So which one of these is easier to install? Absolutely, EndeavourOS, way easier to install. Which one gives us more options? Well, Archlabs, because we had the ability to do that. This one here, let's see if the network works. Network works just fine. I did not have to do anything special for this. So again, if you need a purely customized system, you know exactly what you're looking for, Archlabs is still going to be a better choice for you. You are going to have to fight with a lot more little things, but some people want that. If you need a very quick, simple solution, I got to get up and running in about 25 minutes, and I need to be on Arch, absolutely, Endeavour is your go-to system. Out of the box, works very nice. The theming is very attractive, which is very hard to find in Cinnamon distributions outside of Linux Mint and Manjaro, and you know, a few other odds and ends as well. But we did have a few applications people may not want, but really it's not. There's not a lot of bloat in here. There's not a lot of issues, not a lot of problems. The installation was a breeze, as I said. No other real options, but we do have software managers. We do have the nice welcome screen tool. We do have networking, things like that are working out of the box. So overall, very good system. So which one do I say is a win on this? Well, I'm actually going to say for the most part, EndeavourOS is probably going to take home the win, with Archlabs taking the win if you need more advanced customization or you need a very specialized system set up. So that's kind of my take. Hopefully this DistroWars helped you to see a couple more Arch installers and things like that. Like I said, for the installation for the Archlabs, I'll go ahead and link another video in the description here and on the cards here on YouTube where you can see the installation process itself. And but EndeavourOS is just like any other Linux live key. Boot it up, it boots into a live environment, click the installer. The only option is you got a chance to click which desktop environment or environments you wanted to install. So with that, let me know your thoughts on either of these two distributions. Which one is your favorite? Subscribe if you've not already done so. Go ahead and leave me some likes or some comments down there, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. All right, let's go ahead and boot this guy down. We'll boot her down, yo. Boot her down to the ground. We'll hang out over here on the live keys for a little bit. All right, let's see. IRC net install is part of the main. Yep. It's an option you hit when you install. I did not remember seeing it. Now, there might be a few different installation packages. I did not see it, but maybe I missed it. It's really going to take something special for me to move away from Manjaro, and I don't think Archlabs or Endeavour are going to do it. Hey, if you got Manjaro and it's working for you, stick with Manjaro. I tell people, find the Linux distribution you like the most and go with it. Yeah, it might have installed with Cinnamon. Yeah, it probably installed with Cinnamon is my guess. Okay, chat. Now I can use the net installer to switch between DEs on hardware, or is the net installer just to try out in a VM? So the net installers generally are going to be a much smaller download. So you're going to use that, and it's going to download just the components that you need on the installation versus a live key is going to let you try it out before you install it. So you can use them on VMs or on real hardware. And as far as just get whatever your installation is, if you need to add new desktop environments, just look up how to install it on your particular distro. We go back to Manjaro KDEs. The bugs in XFCE are starting to get to me. Uh-oh. Time to go. All right. See you later, Vince. Have a good one. Jeffrey Klein, net install is literally an alternative OS installer. Doesn't matter. Yep. Okay. Hello, using Arco Linux and really happy with it. What do you think about it? Is all the testing I've had with it? Hey, it's great. If it's working for you, use it. I did a DistroWars Arco Linux versus Archlabs, and Arco Linux only has that one bad, negative, crazy issue where I really wish that they would just enable your window manager by default. Outside of that, it's great. I think it's fine. So you're connected to the internet in the live session is all that matters. Yep. All right. Arch update. I know. I haven't updated this computer over here for like a week. There's like 250 updates waiting. I'm just like, oh God. It's going to break the system if I don't update it soon. You're back. You lost the internet. Oh, no. Did you find it again? Deepin 20 beta officially released today. Very cool. I'll have to have a look at it if I get the chance. Keep my Lenovo ThinkPad on. Is it EndeavourOS Cloud Ready OS Home Edition? Chromium OS, just it runs slightly bit better. There you go. All right. Hello, Ron. Greetings. How's it going? Yeah, we're all having a virus-free day. I did have one of my clients recommend I apply for the government's PPP loans. I'm like, no. Thank you. I'll take my chances with any potential creditors over that, especially since I don't really owe any money on anything except I have a little bit carried on a credit card because things have been a little bit tighter lately, but that's not a lot. I'll deal with that. I hate having credit. I hate it, but it was unfortunately something they had to do because the government's told everybody to stop working, which was kind of stupid, but oh well. Tired of fighting. I would choose Endeavour for myself. There you go. Yep. Is this a live version of Endeavour Cinnamon? That is installed. Petrock, thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. Always appreciate that. All right, let's see. Sparky versus Puppy or Linux Lite? Yeah, Sparky versus Puppy's on my list, but I've never had good luck with either of those, and so I'm kind of dreading it. When I'm in a sadomasochist mood, I'll probably do that one. Okay, if we're going to debate that in the chat, I choose Farron OS. All right, very good. You don't get live version outside of EndeavourOS, customized XFCE. You only see the other DEs as options if you hit online when offered the online or offline install. All right. Your Ubuntu goes into sunset next year. No. For your i386, well, when it does that, Linux Mint Debian Edition. There you go. Okay, Linux Lite to Linux Expanded Weight Line. How about Linux Weight Watchers Edition? Okay. We use EndeavourOS here on Moonbase Alpha. We like the ship. It's a Stealer. All right. Very good. Very good. You're so confused then. What are you confused on? Still stands. Can I install every DE from the list and switch? Okay. All right. Okay. Understand what you're asking now. That depends on the distribution. Some of the distributions on the net installer will only let you pick one desktop environment. Some of them will allow you to pick multiple. Like Debian allows you to pick multiple, and I think it's Fedora, you can only pick one, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong about that. So it depends on the distribution. Some of the net installers will let you pick a variety of desktop environments. Some of them will only let you pick one. But then if you're on one that only lets you pick one, you generally can install other desktop environments on top of it. So installing an extra desktop environment is really no big deal. You just need to go ahead and look it up. So for example, if you're on like Arch, for example, and you want to install, let's see how you can install GNOME on Arch. We're just going to do a search for that on DuckDuckGo over here, and you can get the first link there is the GNOME Arch Linux Wiki, and it's going to walk you through what you need to do. So there's various session steps you need to do. So some of these are going to be a little bit more easy. That one's, let me see if I can find a better one. Ooh, there we go. WikiHow. There you go. So let's see if this actually will get me what I need. WikiHow is sometimes good and sometimes not. Are we installing GNOME? There you go. So we're updating Pac-Man, rebooting it. We need to make sure we have the Xorg server. You probably already have that based on what you already had, and then simply install GNOME. So not a real big deal. So if your net installer does not allow you to pick multiple, just boot into the OS and install the other ones that you want, honestly. This is going to start up the display manager, which you need to set up to be able to log in. Some of the display managers can work with a variety of different desktop environments. Some are a little bit more limited. So you can go ahead and do that, and then you'll be on to GNOME or whatever your desktop environment is. So yeah, it depends on the distribution. So there's no one answer for that. My Arch has no update for 24 hours. You feel worried. Uh-oh. I've never seen that happen. I've never seen an Arch system go 24 hours without an update. Looks like gone downhill. I have not looked at it for a long time. Ooh, you got the check yesterday? Now, did you get a check in the mail, or was it a direct deposit? My understanding is the direct deposits should be going out already. Checks in the mail could be delayed for a long time, is what I understood. And I've also seen reports. I have not had a chance to look into it myself. I don't know if anybody has. That it's all they're doing with this check is it's going to be a tax credit on next year's taxes, so you basically have to pay it back. if I've heard that correct. I don't know for sure. Then you'd have to understand how tax credits work too. But I don't know. I can't confirm that. But let me know. Let me know. Was that just a direct deposit, or did that just was that a check in the actual mail? We're gonna be in the elephant room, but Linux Live Dev definitely doesn't help with their reputation being so negative for a bunch of respectable Linux community members. Linux Light Devs, okay. Wouldn't install the DEWM at once. It'd probably take too much time. Yeah, it depends on how much time you have. Well, I mean, I have one, but it never really carries anything. And I really only have it right now because I had to dip down below a safe level in savings. So I had it just sitting there just in case. Actually, I don't carry it around or anything. Let's see. Didn't like the complicated password Sparky forced you to use. Oh, yeah. When distros start doing that, it drives me crazy. And a few people who haven't had the best relationships with the OS's developer. Yeah, some of them do, some of them don't. I paid a good chunk of my credit card off with it. All right. Very good. Direct deposit for you. All right. Yeah, since I don't do things electronically, I'm going to get a paper check in the mail probably around next year or whatever. I don't know. Okay, it's Rocco. He just sensed a huge ego when contemplating allowing him in a piece of the content one time. Yeah. One mystery with all the Linux is that there's no file manager with preview pane normal use, only when importing to certain apps. Flight is more CPU friendly. Ubuntu Peppermint LXLE are more memory friendly. Yep. Found out that Google has two products called Google Currents. One that lasts 2 years. The other one rebrands Google Plus for Business. Oh boy. Standing with Rocco about him after my latest encounter with Linux Lite, I asked him a pretty serious question about how TF1 is meant to get Linux 5X on Linux Lite. Their hardware doesn't support Linux Lite's ancient kernel version. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and feed the beast. We got to feed the beast. Hey, kitty, you want to be fed? Want to be fed, kitty cat? You want to be fed? Do you want to be fed, kitty? Yeah, let's go ahead and feed the beast. Because we got a beast down here that's like, I want food. I want food. I want food. Give me my mouse pad. Don't you drooling all over my mouse pad again. Crazy cat. There you go. Oh boy, we got paw. Give me some more paw. All right, we got some paw. Get it? Yeah. All right. Here's another one for you right here. And let's do one more for this camera over here. Ow, ow, ow. Right there, you dummy. Do you guys see that? Wow, he left marks. Aw, you trying to eat me, huh, kitty cat? My thumb is not a kitty treat. My thumb is not a kitty treat. No. My thumb is not a kitty treat. No. There you go. Have a mouse pad. He's like, yep, got my kitty treats. I'm out of here. Later, yo. He's such a fair weather friend. He's like, I got my treats. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. Oh. There we are. Oh, boy. Man, ow, that one hurt. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Looks like not for everybody. Yep. Who are you feeding him to? Yeah, apparently I'm feeding me to him. I don't know. Not a fan of the distros based on Ubuntu. Another great stream. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for the super chats. You guys that did that. Let's see. Any consensus, guys? Is anyone going to be around tonight if I want to read the that book on the Discord server tonight? Is that something good, bad, or should we do that just once tomorrow? What do you guys think? Let me know. I'll give it like 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we'll wrap up. Head on out. Said feed the beast. I know. I mean, the kitty's the beast. Obey the kitty. Commander Fan has lost faith in Canonical. My faith is being lost in Canonical. I can say that, and which is so sad because I loved Ubuntu so much. And it's still decent. It's just I don't know. Hope the kitty can will do some exercise after. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, not gonna lie, I love the LL Linux Lite social media guide to change for the better from their current ego. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Is there a simple way to deal with scaling for 4K monitors in Linux Mint? Honestly, I don't know. I don't use 4K, so I couldn't really tell you. Tomorrow, we have a tomorrow. All right. Think you should really make an episode on light distros, like MS versus light, or is that MX versus light? I have a couple of those, but maybe I don't think I've done any of those in DistroWars yet. I thought I did one DistroWars with MX Linux. I can't remember what I did though. Mitchell lost faith in Canonical due to snaps, but not Ubuntu-based distros. The Mint and Pop devs are great. Ubuntu team is sensible. Yep. Thank you, Necromancer, for that super chat. Always appreciate that, my friend. A day of socially endorsed. Happened to me after my first venture into Linux about 12 years ago. Ubuntu Ultimate Edition worked great, but then it updated and broke it, and no Ubuntu would work after that. Ooh, that's not good. All right, so I'm going to do sometime tomorrow, and what do I have tomorrow? I should have some time, I guess maybe like I'll shoot for like 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to depend on when I get all my show prep done because I do 2 streams on Fridays, or excuse me, on Thursdays. One is the supporters stream. The other option is I could read it on the supporters stream. I don't know. I'll have to ask the supporters what they want to do. So we could do that. And then I also do a Christian stream as well on that channel over there. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will catch you guys tomorrow.